The Wild Bird Society of Taipei, Protecting Land and Sky. There are 30 species of bird that are only found in Taiwan. Dozens more live on or fly through this beautiful East Asian island, but human activity is reducing their numbers. Inspired by these wonderful animals, a group of bird lovers got together in 1973 to create the Taiwan Birdwatchers Club. 11 years later, the club developed into the Wild Bird Society of Taipei, WBST. Made up of bird watchers and conservationists, the WBST wants to protect and celebrate Taiwan's rich bird species. Upon learning about the negative effects of human development on bird habitats, members of the society took action. They promised to educate people about birds and to protect them from harm. They now encourage average people to be more conscious of how their actions can affect birds. The WBST connects with people through community programs, bird-watching events, and environmental efforts. It works with other nature organizations, schools, and government bodies to raise awareness of bird conservation. The WBST's dream is to create a society in which birds and humans can live together in peace.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to English for You. I'm Pat.
I'm Chickling.
And today we're going to read about the Wild Bird Society of Taipei, a group that works to protect the land and the sky, and of course the feathered creatures that live in it. Let's check out the first part of the article. It begins by saying there are 30 species of bird that are only found in Taiwan.
所以呢，我们文章一开始就直接破题了。我们今天要讲鸟类，所以呢 species 就是种或物种的意思。那注意这个字是单复数同形哦，所以现在有很多物种是濒临危机的嘛，就是濒危的物种，我们叫 endangered species。所以台湾独有的鸟类呢，总共是有30种。
That's pretty impressive. I mean, for Taiwan to have that many bird species that you can only see here must be something to do with a sort of unique location or geography or whatever. This island has so many different kinds of climate.
Yeah.
Then it suits all kinds of birds. So, but they're not the only birds that kind of pass through or that you'll see in the sky. The article says dozens more live on or fly through this beautiful East Asian island. But human activity is reducing their numbers. To reduce something, you make it smaller or lower in some way. If you reduce the amount of money you spend, you just spend less. Some people, when they get older, their height reduces. They kind of get shorter as their bones kind of form up and squeeze together. So any kind of example where something is getting smaller, lower, slower, less in any way, you're reducing it. You might say, we're driving past a school, so you should reduce your speed.
所以 reduce 就是减少或者是降低。老师刚刚讲到呢，这个就是要去降低你开车的速度。那么我们也可以指煮饭的时候汤汁变少变浓稠的意思。比如说 reduce the sauce by boiling it for 5 minutes， 代表呢就是让它剩下用小火去炖它，然后把汤汁变少的意思。那我们常见的片语还有 reduce, reuse and recycle， 这个指的就是减用、重用跟再利用，就是通常对环境比较好的做法。那所以还有数十种鸟类呢是在我们这个美丽的东亚岛屿上面生活或甚至是飞过。不过我们人类的活动呢其实是在减少这些鸟类的数量。
So that's obviously a problem. We don't want to reduce the numbers of birds, but there's this group who are trying to take care of birds and make things better. We read, inspired by these wonderful animals, a group of bird lovers got together in 1973 to create the Taiwan Birdwatchers Club.
所以受到这些鸟类的启发，有一群很喜欢鸟类的人呢，在1973年聚集在一起，他们创建了这个台湾观鸟俱乐部。I wasn't even born.
No, me neither. Surprising as that might seem if you saw me. But a bird-watching group of people who would go out into the country, they'd sort of hide somewhere and then look to see what rare or interesting birds they could spot. But this group kind of took things a little further than just looking at them. We see 11 years later, which would make it 1984, the club developed into the Wild Bird Society of Taipei, and we're going to use WBST as the sort of short name.
所以11年之后呢，这个俱乐部就发展成为了 WBST， 它就是台北野鸟协会的意思。
We read, made up of bird watchers and conservationists, the WBST wants to protect and celebrate Taiwan's rich bird species. So in the first clause here, we're talking about this group and saying this group is made up of bird watchers and conservationists. We can use be made up of something or to be made up of something. This shows what the parts or the ingredients or the members of a whole or some kind of group or collective are. You might say the band is made up of a drummer, a bass player, a guitarist, and a singer, something like that.
所以这个 make up something 就是组成的意思，不过也可以有和好的意思哦。我们常常会说 kiss and make up， 就是两个人又和好了。所以比如说 as usual, the couple kissed and made up。那么这个字啊 make up 也可以指化妆品的意思，所以不是说穿化妆品了，化妆品。像化妆品呢，我们可以说 wear， 所以我们可以讲 wear makeup。那如果是卸妆呢，就是 take off。所以比如说 always take your makeup off before you go to bed。所以这个台北野鸟协会呢，它是由鸟类观察者跟自然资源保护主义者组成的。他们希望可以保护呢和歌颂台湾丰富的鸟类物种。
So that's how the society formed. So now let's see what they're doing about the problem about reduced bird numbers we mentioned earlier. The article says, upon learning about the negative effects of human development on bird habitats, members of the society took action. There are a few things to look at in this sentence, but we're going to start with today's language in focus.
所以我们今天 language in focus 要讲的是 upon， 然后后面加一个 VING 或者是名词，那是用来表示一怎么样就怎么样，我们会拿来连接两个发生时间点相同或相当接近的事件或者是行为哦。那这个 upon 是介系词，所以后面就像我们刚刚讲的要加上动名词跟名词哦。这个词组啊就可以放在句首或者是句中来修饰我们的主要子句。不过你们一定要注意哦，这一组词组啊语义上的主词必须要和主要子句的主词是相同的才可以。我们看几个例句会比较清楚。比如说 I felt much happier upon seeing the autumn water and vast sky。 那么这样子的句型呢，我们用意义接近的从属连接词 as soon as 来替换也是 OK。 比如说 I smell the aroma of fresh coffee as soon as I open the front door， 或者是呢，我们直接改成 I smell the aroma of fresh coffee upon opening the front door。 但是需要注意 as soon as 引导的副词子句，它的主词不需要跟主要子句的主词相同。不过我们今天讲的 upon 是需要的，但是 as soon as 的部分呢，要记得它们的时态要一样。所以我们再造一个句子 The dogs ran off as soon as we appeared。 所以这个句子中主要的子句跟副词子句它们的主词是不同的嘛，一个是我们，一个是狗狗，所以我们就不能代换成 upon doing something 的句型了。OK， 所以呢，老师刚刚讲到另外一个字 habitat， 它就是动植物的生长地或者是栖息地，所以天然栖息地的英文就是 natural habitat。
We also saw the phrasal verb take action, which is to do something to achieve a goal, prevent something bad, make a change, and so on. It's usually a positive thing, like this situation's not right, let's fix it.
所以 take action 就是采取行动。那么在了解到人类发展啊对鸟类栖息地的这个负面影响之后，他们协会的成员就采取了行动了。
So they, meaning the members, they promised to educate people about birds and to protect them from harm. So if you educate somebody, you are giving people more information about a subject, and you're also hoping to make them enthusiastic about it and give them the tools to learn or do more about this topic. Of course, teachers educate. We are educating you now about the meanings of words or how to use grammar. And here's another sentence. Parents of young children need to educate them about road safety and other things.
所以 educate 就是教育的意思，这是动词嘛，名词就是 education， 所以接受教育英文可以讲 receive education。比如说 as a child, Daniel received most of his education at home. And we also saw the word harm.
Right, harm is a word that kind of means the same as damage or pain or injury. It's similar to all of those kinds of words. Something has made this thing worse than it is, and if it's a person or an animal, it would hurt. You might say, luckily, no one in the car accident suffered any serious harm.
所以 harm 在这边呢，文章是名词，是伤害的意思哦。我们常常会说 do， 然后后面加一个人，再加上一个 harm， 代表伤害某人。比如说 missing a meal once in a while will not do you any harm， 代表你就算偶尔一餐不吃一餐，其实也不会对你造成什么影响啦。那么 harm 这个字呢，当动词也是可以哦。我们像中文会讲，你敢动谁一根汗毛就怎么样。我们英文也有，我们可以讲 to harm a hair on one's head。比如说 I won't be responsible for my actions if he harms a hair on my sister's head。如果他敢动到我姐一根汗毛，他就惨了，这种意思。
So let's go back to the article, and we're still talking about the WBST members. They now encourage average people to be more conscious of how their actions can affect birds. By average people here, we just mean normal people, people who aren't experts or scientists or members of a special group or something like that.
所以呢，现在这个野鸟协会呢，就是鼓励一般民众去更加意识到自己的行为会是怎么如何影响这些鸟类的。老师刚刚讲的 average people 这边指的是一般民众的意思，代表没有真的来去研究这些鸟类的人。
We read on, the WBST connects with people through community programs, bird-watching events, and environmental efforts. So here they're talking about how this group gets their message out, how they get people involved and interested. They connect with people. They join together in some way. So that here they're trying to establish some kind of friendly relationship. It could be a business relationship. You could connect with people to maybe get a job or work together down the line somewhere in the future. So here they're trying to connect with people. Hey, have you heard about our birds? And they'll do this by organizing community programs, events, and so on. Here's another way we can use connect. Josh is hoping to connect with people from big companies at the technology fair.
所以呢 connect 这边是与跟谁建立良好关系或联系的意思。 connect with someone 是我们常常讲的，那我们变成名词就是 connection， 所以再把它变成复数 connections， 我们可以指一个人的社会关系或者是可以利用的背景或资源。比如说 given his political connections he thought he was untouchable， 就是代表说他可能觉得自己政治关系良好，他觉得自己是不能被触碰的，他自己是高高在上的感觉。那我们看到这个community 就是社区的意思哦，所以 WBST 透过社区计划、观鸟活动跟环保工作，跟人们建立联系。
So a community program could be something where they go and clean up trash with people, bird watching events, they take people out to the country and look at birds, and other environmental efforts. Now again, this could be cleaning up trash or just learning about how the rivers work and how we need to keep them clean, things like that. Because the word environmental means related to the environment. And we often use this word in relation to something that means protecting it. Environmental policies would be ones that protect the environment. An environmental group would be one that tries to conserve things, look after the planet, and so on. You might say the environmental group wants to stop people cutting down too many trees.
所以 environmental 就是环境保护的意思，或自然环境的。所以如果是环境的问题呢，你在后面加上一个 issues 就可以代表环境问题。比如说 they are all passionately interested in environmental issues.
The article continues, it, meaning the WBST, it works with other nature organizations, schools, and governing bodies to raise awareness of bird conservation. An organization just means some kind of group. Usually we tend to mean it as more of an official group that has an organized structure that's maybe registered with a government. It's an official group, maybe a company, a charity, something with a few more rules than just an informal group of people who like the same thing and get together to do activities. You might say, after their parents died, the children were looked after by an organization that then tried to find them a new home.
所以 organization 老师刚刚讲得非常清楚哦，就是一个组织跟机构的意思。那么它的动词就是 organize， 比如说 she has been designated to organize the meeting， 她被就是指定要来组织这个会议。所以这个野鸟协会呢，跟其他自然组织啊、学校或甚至是政府机构合作，就是去提高这个鸟类的保护意识。
So this first part of the article finishes by saying, the WBST's dream is to create a society in which birds and humans can live together in peace. Now, that doesn't mean we're at war at the moment. Humans generally don't go around like deliberately sort of killing and hurting birds, and birds don't go around attacking humans, except certain seagulls. In the UK, seagulls can be pretty vicious.
Yeah.
They'll come if you got food near a beach. They will come and fight you for that food.
Oh, but they look beautiful. Are they huge? I've actually never seen one in person.
Reasonably big, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, try and fight one for a bag of French fries or something. It gets nasty. But anyway, that's not what they mean by live together in peace. What they mean is that they want humans to stop damaging their homes and their environments, and then the birds can grow and people can watch them and enjoy being with them. So that's how we finish the first part of the article. We're going to look at a few more specific examples of what the group has done tomorrow. But right now, let's move on to our For You chat question, which is, how might human development negatively affect birds?
Look at all the scooters, look at all the cars, the air pollution. I think will hurt the birds.
Air pollution for sure, and just general building. You build outside, you knock down trees, you knock down you pave over the ground where some of the ones that live low down build the nests. You take away the water, you take away the insects that birds eat so they don't have as much food. Pretty much anything.
But how can we prevent it? Because we need to build houses.
I think what the idea is, just if you're going to build something new, you get an environmental assessment done of that area, and they say, if you build here, you've got to consider this, this, and this, and it will damage these species. And sometimes they'll go, there's not much we can do. And sometimes they go, let's see if we can move the bird habitat somewhere else first. We'll see tomorrow some ways that they made some areas like protected, build some new like nature parks where the birds can live in a similar kind of situation, and kind of encourage them to migrate over.
Okay.
I think that's the idea. Like, it is difficult to stop progress, but you just make sure you know what that progress is going to cost and try and take some steps to minimize, or let's use one of today's words, reduce the effect of what's going to happen.
Oh, okay. But still, it's still going to harm them, but maybe not as much.
Yeah, you just sort of minimize the harm and try and do things that make up for it, really. That's about it. But yeah, all of those, even just throwing garbage, birds will try and eat that garbage and get hurt. They'll get their necks stuck in stuff. Pick up cigarette butts and put them in their nests, and that's probably not good for them.
Yeah.
All kinds of things like that. But that's where we're going to leave things for today. Join us tomorrow for part 2 of our article about the Wild Bird Society of Taipei tomorrow. See you then. Bye for now.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review. Reduce. After Jason reduced the amount of sugar in his diet, he started losing weight right away. Educate. The bank is trying to educate its customers on the importance of using strong passwords for their online accounts. Harm. Typhoons can be very dangerous, so stay inside to keep yourself away from harm. Connect. Mia connected with her classmate Tim because they both enjoyed painting and singing, and they soon became good friends. Environmental. The environmental group is asking people to use less water and power this summer. Organization. Annie and her neighbors started an organization that helps fix old houses in the area.
智慧小补帖
Species. Species. Habitat. Community.